extremely well. I felt like we really matched their physicality, matched their energy, which was a problem for us in Miami. I felt like our bigs were very aggressive and posted the ball, rebounded the basketball, and made a big difference.
How was it a day for you to be aggressive from the outset?
Well, I mean, you know, when we catch the ball in the post and there's no double teams, I mean, it doesn't matter if the defender's 6'4", 6'10". I can score down there all day.
So does it matter that from a measuring stick standpoint that they didn't have Bosch? Is it sort of hard to really compare that?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a huge part of the team. And, you know, we can do inside, we can do outside. And, you know, the problems that it poses for teams on the defensive end in terms of our rotations. You know, you saw tonight we're really able to leave some of their bigs. But, you know, if we're fortunate enough to see him again on the road, that's going to be Bosch in those positions. And you know, he's going to knock down those shots or finish those plays.
Do you enjoy the Wade matchups? Probably the best two shooting guards in the league.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, it's you know, it's fun to compete against the best. You know, it's always enjoyable. And it's, you know, just pose so many problems on the offensive end, on the defensive end. It's always a fun matchup.
Did he even mention what happened a week ago?
Excuse me?
Did he mention what happened a week ago? And at this point, how do you feel about it?
No, I mean, you know, we already talked about it. You know, via text, we already talked about it. And so we put it behind us and moved on to this game. I mean, he knew I was going to be ready regardless, and you know, just moved on.
Kobe, looks like the offense seems to be really coming around, kind of finding itself the last 3 or 4 games.
Well, yeah, I think the big difference for us is that, you know, we understand what we are. You know, we're a low post team. You know, we're not a screen roll team. We're not, you know, you see most of the teams, you know, 95% of the league doing. You know, we don't do that. That's not what our strengths are. Our strengths is, you know, down low and posting the ball with myself and Bynum and Powell. And feed off of that.
What jacked you guys up more in the locker room? What happened in the All-Star game or the bigger loss in Miami earlier?
Neither. You know, we just want to continue to play well.
Kobe, can you talk about World Peace's performance tonight? He had 17 points.
Yeah, I mean, he played extremely well. You know, offensively is the thing that everybody's going to pay attention to. I felt defensively did a really good job. You know, trying to stay in front of LeBron and making this night tougher than it normally is. And we felt like he was sensational.
Kobe, after a game like this, there's a tendency of fans to say, you know what, they beat Miami, they're good, they don't need to make any moves at trade deadline, this is a championship caliber team. Do you feel that way, or does this change anything? How do you feel?
You know, to be honest, I don't know, don't care. You know, we have to keep trucking along and just staying focused on the course. We can't, you know, that's one of the conversations that we had when Fish addressed the team a week ago, a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. Is just we just have to focus on what we do and being the best that we can with the group that we have, and you know, just stay locked in on that.
So as constituted, is this a championship team?
You know, we believe so. We believe so. You know, the management has to do their job, and it's out of our control. You know what I mean? So we just have to focus on what we have.
Kobe, your third game with the protective headgear, 14 for 23 tonight. Are you becoming one with that mask?
Yeah, I am.
You seem very comfortable.
Yeah, I'm going as comfortable as I can be. You know, what choice do I have? Yeah, you gotta wear it.
Are you ready to get rid of it?
You know, I got hit in the face a couple times tonight, and it hurt with the mask on. So.
Did Shane get you one time, I think?
Of course he did.
You've played in the June like 7 times, so you think back to those years, what were you seeing in March that made you think that you were on the right course, and are you seeing that this season?
Well, it's just understanding what our strengths are, and just then playing to that. The real testament for any championship team is to understand what your weaknesses are and to cover those, protect those, and understand what your strengths are and play to those. I feel like we're starting to understand how to support each other in that department.
Kobe, after all the question marks surrounding this team, you guys are 3rd seed now in the West and now top the Pacific Division. You got to be pretty excited about that right at this point, huh?
It's funny how that happens.
Road trip preview at all of how big these games are coming up here?
They're big games for us. You know, there's going to be big games for the home teams. And it's going to be a lot of energy. but we're looking forward to it.
Worried about the letdown at all factor after a game like this?
Kobe, you could argue that Bynum's as strong physically as he's been the last couple of years, 40 minutes tonight. What does that do with just having him be able to get the double jumps and roam the paint like he's never been able to at certain times?
Defensively, he was really huge tonight. The screen roll coverages. Has always been a weakness for us when we played, whether it was LeBron in Cleveland or Wade in Miami. It was our screen roll coverage. And he really did an excellent job. Powell did too, protecting the rim, and when he took long jumpers, he did a great job contesting them.
Kobe, you've always been supremely confident in your talents and your ability to do your stuff and play through injuries, but this is a different thing for you. You surprised you've been able to come out and do what you've been doing with that mask on your face?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first game, I didn't really know how my body was going to react because it was a long day and dropping all over the place, trying to get clearance. And the past whatever days, it's just been quiet, lights off, and that sort of thing. Just kind of letting the brain rest as much as possible. So this is, in terms of injuries, this has been the one that I've really had to kind of adjust my lifestyle to.
What's the most lingering trouble?
They expanded the league when you came out the first time. What's that group doing for you guys?
Well, I mean, when we're knocking down jumpers with that second unit, our second unit is, much better. We have Drew in there with the second unit most of the time, more power. And so when teams are collapsing on them, it's Blake's responsibility, Galba's responsibility to knock down jumpers, man, Barnes. And when they're doing that, our second unit is much better.
Kobe, Meta said that the last couple of weeks he's been feeling better physically, mentally. What are you seeing from him over the last 5 or 6 days?
Well, I mean, he's in great condition. He's in great shape. He works a lot after practice, before practice, and making sure he's dropping his weight down. And he's really quick on his feet. He's light on his toes. So.
He talked about it as this was like the first time that really getting older, he's realized that your body metabolism changes and stuff like that. You've always kept yourself in such good shape. What are the challenges with that, or just the things that you learn as you go along with conditioning?
Well, I mean, you just kind of have to adjust your lifestyle. I mean, that's the biggest change. Everybody likes to eat a burger every now and then. But you really have to adjust your lifestyle, and certain things you have to sacrifice.
Is there anything to the fact that of concentration with that mask on, that you have to maybe step up that focus even a little bit more because it's such a foreign feeling at all? Is that helping?
No, man. I think the biggest thing for me is just the challenge of people expecting me to be knocked out. You know what I mean? And not to play, or if I play, not to play very well. I mean, that's really the biggest motivator for me as a player.
Mike has talked about to keep you out of a series of games. I mean, it seems like nothing.
Don't jinx me, man.
No.
Don't jinx me. If I can walk, if I can run, I'm going to play.
Mike has talked about sort of letting go of the reins a little bit and giving you guys a little bit more freedom. When did that process start for you, and what has that done for you, especially, I guess, offensively?
It was work in progress, right before the All-Star break, and obviously, coming in after the break, we kind of figured some things out as a group in terms of our identity and what we want to do. And Andrew and I talked a great deal about it, over the All-Star break. And we've come out since and done that. But yeah, I mean, him kind of loosening his grip a little, which is hard for a coach to do. It's easy for Phil Jackson to do, but it's hard for him in this situation to do that. So it takes a lot of trust on his part.
Did you have to nudge him in that direction, or did he do it on his own?
No, he did it on his own. I mean, it's him understanding, which is part of being a great coach, understanding the group that you have, in the years that we have playing together. And sometimes the best thing to do, the best coaching job to do is kind of take your hands off a little bit.
Well, we've talked about it a few times. What do you guys need to do on the road to get even close to what you're able to do at home?
We'll be fine. We're playing a lot better lately on the road. We started out the season some tough road games. We had some tough opponents. We're a team that's had no practice time with the new system. So I think everybody's reading a little bit too much into what our road record is. We'll be fine.
Kobe, how do you rate your performance thus far in the season? You guys are playing very well now. How much better do you think you will get?
I don't know. I think, judging by everything that's kind of been said at the start of the season, performance thus far has been shocking.
What was your reaction to seeing Powell? What was your reaction to seeing Powell stick up for a teammate there with LeBron?
Good.
Last question. Excuse me for any possible silliness here, but What do you think of the Los Lakers jerseys you wore today?
Wasn't the first time I wore
I know,
them.
yeah.
It was great.